really good.
So you've brought some of your pieces here. Can you talk about some of them and
Okay,
maybe
so
why you've got them?
so there is there's who have I got? Yeah, I've got. Okay, for me, I brought some of the customised Bamford watches. Some people will like what I do. Some people won't like what I do. I know that because.
But it's all efficient now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's great. No, but what I mean is that some people don't like that.
No,
You
I
know,
understand.
but what I would say to you is, I believe in individuality. I believe in a new strap for your watch. I believe in you having your own personal style. I look at everyone here, and everyone's got their own personal style. So that's where Bamford Watch Department sits. Is about personalisation. I brought here to note about value of a watch, and Red Bar guys will know this, and a lot of other people will know this, but there is 3 great watches that were designed by Gerald Genta. There was other ones, but the 3 kind of what I call the holy trinity of the three ones. We know the Royal Oak, we know the Patek Nautilus, and then it's the Engineer. Now, this is undervalued. Now, this for me, so it's an IWC Engineer. Now, it's exactly the same as the Royal Oak, it's exactly the same as the Nautilus. It's designed by one of the great gods of watch design, as you know, and in-house movement. It's the only one of the 3 with an in-house movement. This should be worth fortunes, and it's worth nothing, really, in comparison to the others. Now, it took me...
Why is that, then?
I don't know. This is one of the things is, and I ask,
It's a sleeper. Do you think it's a sleeper?
Well, I don't know. I think if people get onto it, I think that they'll understand it. I think there's some other great watches out there, and I think when you look at the Holy Trinity, this is the one that, they've rocketed, and this one has stayed very, very. If you look at the pricing, it stayed like that. Now, for me, it takes a group like this to go, oh my God, have you seen this? Have you seen this watch? Have you seen this bezel? Actually, when someone's got a such and such on their wrist, and then you've got something like this, it may be different. But the reason why I like it is because it is the sleeper, because it is the one that, and it's also when so like I was with James and we were chatting, and I had this on my wrist, and him and I just clocked it on both, and he had a Beta 21 Patek on, and I had this, and we were I was looking at his, and he was looking at mine, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, and it was like mutual love for something, and it's like, looking at certain watches, and you go, okay, that's the cool thing. So I brought this because I wanted to say to everyone, it's not the normal, not the things that you would think.
Yeah.
Then
People can come and look at
come and look at some things. I've also
Not quite yet, guys.
I've also brought a prototype. It's a prototype Bund. Of course, because working with Tag Heuer and Zenith and other brands, I haven't actually brought. Oh no, I brought Bulgari, but there is some other brands that will be, and there'll be some coming as well. I brought a prototype Bund because I love this because it never really officially got made, and that's the cool thing about it. And I picked it up for not a huge amount, so that's for me the coolest thing, because I haven't seen anyone else, and when I go to the Tag Heuer Museum, they've got one, and I was like, how cool is that, where most of them they've got quite a few, so that was the other thing. I've also brought the watch that I fell down the stairs trying to get, that is the Skipper Hodinkee. Now for me this was the pinnacle moment on when I realised that watch and fashion world came colliding together, is that I think it was 4 minutes sell out on one watch. I'm talking to the Tag Heuer people, they say it's 4 minutes. Right. Talking to Hodinkee, it's probably half an hour, but between that and 4 minutes, it is one of those things. And I'm giving you a visual here, just so you really like this visual. I saw on Instagram that this watch was coming out, and I was wonderfully in my boxer shorts, and I fell down the stairs, running down the stairs to get onto my computer.
You saw that?
No, you heard. You didn't see me. You heard me falling. Anyway, and I got this watch. Now, I love the idea of this watch because what it's done is it's paved the way for these small, limited edition watches. Now, what I love about these limited edition watches is they are the future watches. They are the future collectibles because and this is my personal belief, is that I look at things like this. I brought the Rake one because I wanted to see both of them side to side. I've actually brought the Fragment one as well. That was, but the reason why I've brought both of these watches is because I look at this as the future collectibles. Not only Hoya, IWC did one, the IWC beautiful black case Hodinkee one. They also did one with Revolution. I look at these, let's say Speedy Tuesday, because a lot of Omega guys here. Red Bar guys are kind of rocking stuff as well. So, but I look at them as the future collectibles, and the reason why I look at them as the future collectibles, and I don't know what you guys think about this, and I'm going to be asking some questions, is when I look at them as a future collectible, is there's a known number, and for me that's the great thing. Is you look at the watches that are hitting the collections, or Philips or Sotheby's or any watch auction at the moment, and there isn't a known number. Let's say, I'm trying to think of a watch, but let's say there's a watch coming through and it's worth X amount. Well, how is that worth X amount when another one comes through the day later and it's worth X amount? What's the saying between the two of them? So that's where I love the idea. You know, there is a known number, known number. Now, I also like that I've got this one. This is a known number, but this is the one that I did with Tag Heuer, that is the carbon Monaco. Now, why I've got this in my pocket is because this is another one of my babies, and what I mean is that I have got my own children. Thank you very much, darling. But it's also, for me, this for me is this is the Triple X. So this is the prototype. So I like prototype.